is it that others just roll over and accept whatever label the Democrats paste on them? I just don't understand it. I don't understand how they can even have a chance to flip the majorities in the House and Senate. But then when you take a look at what the Republicans mostly are not doing, it's easy to understand. So that's Trump's approval on the rise. 50% approval on Fox.
All right.
Well, that's really good news. God, but if you watch any of the legacy media, you'd think his approval was about 6. Those bastards, they just, I don't know, they just never take their foot off the gas pedal. It was both humorous and sickening at the same time to re-listen to all the Democrats who just could not say enough positive stuff about Plattner, their favorite Nazi. The staggering hypocrisy is just mind-boggling. So we have that coming up with David. Do you mind if I take a quick look at the baseball scores?
No.
I'm going to take that as a yes, because I want to see if the Yankees can finally overcome their incompetence. And the Braves are playing this afternoon, too. And I need to know the Brave score because I don't know what kind of a mood Rich Thomas is in. Saw some big clouds building to the north of the city, and there are some showers up that way. And the future radar indicates we may see a rain shower or two in our neck of the woods later. Braves 6, Pirates 5. That is a slim lead. And is the Yankee game over? Did they win? Really? Please tell me they did. Yankees 12, Rays 4. All right, good. That gets them a little bit closer to first place. I know nobody cares about baseball here, but let's see who did what. Ben Rice, couple home runs this afternoon. That's good. Okay. So I have that to be happy about. Now I just need all of you to bow your heads in prayer that Rich Thomas's emotional angst is spared by a Braves victory this afternoon against Pittsburgh. Trump beautifully ruins Khomeini funeral. Did you see this woman who works for Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, who is over in Iran on some kind of, and she's totally part of their propaganda team now, referring to the late Ayatollah as a great leader among, oh my God. She looks like one of those suburban housewives that are always voting for stupid stuff because they're woke. Canada's Mark Carney admits defeat at the NATO summit. President Trump won the argument. Yeah, he did. I want to see how he ruined Khomeini's funeral. Let's see if we can get a look at that real quick here. I have so much respect for the leadership of Iran. When the first Khomeini, the 80s Khomeini, died, not in an attack, just died, I immediately made some phone calls and responded that afternoon with an Ayatollah kick the bucket contest. I got a hold of a couple of airline tickets, Continental Airlines, fly anywhere you want in the 48 contiguous states. The other 57 are out, or none are outliers. And whoever, we got a plastic bucket, and whoever kicked the bucket the furthest won the tickets. Well, to have an opportunity to kick the bucket, you had to donate a pint of blood. And even if they ruled that you were not eligible to donate, as long as you showed up there, you got a chance to do it. And it was hilarious because everybody wanted to kick that bucket. And I remember this good old boy named Billy came by. He was there towards the end. I think we had a couple of 40 or 50-foot kicks. This guy comes up. He had legs like a horse, lays into the bucket, and it goes airborne. It almost looked like a football. 128 feet. He more than doubled the next closest, so he won the tickets that day. So how did the president ruin the funeral? Let's get back to that. I wish we could do those kinds of things here. Would that be fun? Have an Ayatollah kick the bucket contest. But then today, you have defenders of that, and you don't want to upset them. Spain folds to Trump. Good. So I'm still flabbergasted at that Fox News poll. Fox generally tracks Trump well below 50. And even though most people seem to agree that Iran having a nuclear weapon, they somehow magically want that to happen without any help from us. I don't know how that works. I got to get with Jay Quillen this afternoon. We must update the will. Not that I have a ton of stuff or money to leave anybody, just in case. But you know what? And I joke. It's really important to have one. It really is. If people are upset by a loss, that can be compounded many times over by uncertainty about what someone's wishes are. So no matter what age you are, you really should have one. So there's no doubt. Should something happen, it's one of those JIC things, just in case. Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson can help you with that. And it's not just, well, I want this to have this. You have to get a complete, there's a process to it, an overview. It's actually a little bit bigger of a deal than you may think, because there's other questions that need to be answered too. So I'm updating mine. I hope that if you don't have one, you'll at least consider getting it done. And having a serious thing like that done with two people who are incredibly charismatic and caring takes some of the sting out of the situation. Reach out for a consultation or make an appointment to get that will done at 819-4810, 819-4810. Or if you have a family law issue, a divorce, somebody from the past who wants more, somebody who wants to change a custody arrangement. These things can be very upsetting. Don't manage them yourself. Turn the situation over to people who are really well equipped to deal with it on your behalf. Hundreds of cases of experience and legal wisdom that will be readily evident the first time you sit down and chat. That's Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law, 334-819-4810, or this web address, thealabamafamilylawyers.com.
A representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Have some news from Sky Mosley coming up in a minute, and David Blackman at 3:30.
Well, we have an accident at Atlanta Highway near Mendel Parkway. Please watch out for emergency vehicles there. Other than that, light to mostly moderate traffic being reported in Montgomery, Prattville, Millbrook, and in Wetumpka. If you have less than perfect credit, McKenna Nissan may have just the plan for you. Talk to David Martin. He'll do everything possible to have you driving today. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
The obsession with personal purity. We're not hiring a priest. We're hiring a senator. We're going to talk about fucking tattoos and sexting. He gets a...
You Democrats in your potty mouth. That was a I didn't know there was bad language in it. Shame on me. But this is how they rationalize everything. They're always busy calling anybody that's conservative a Nazi. Then they get an actual guy with a Nazi tattoo to run for Senate. And then they remind you that we're not hiring a priest. Isn't it amazing how that mentality works? And I'm looking at one Plattner and Dorsey after another here. They all have the same look on their face. The eyes squinched. The distant look into the whatever future they see. Making eye contact with nothing but disaster. Wow. Well, didn't have a chance to preview the clip. Let's see if here's Bernie.
You like Platinum?
That's my kind of man.
I would vote for Platinum. Let's get some power. Let's take over the Senate. And let's take over the House.
Somebody that has put his life on the line for this country.
Pardon me one moment, folks. I got to take care of something here. Really, the Democrats are just plain sickening. There's nothing to respect there. There's nothing, I mean, only, that's why I use the term Les Miserables. They're just unhappy about it. Let's get some power. To do what? Pack the Supreme Court? We put up with your liberals for decades. And then as time passed, it got a little better. The balance shifted. Now it leans conservative. It is hardly conservative based on the birthright citizenship case alone. It's not like you have 9 Ronald Reagans in robes there. Just stunning. Just stunning. They have no patience. You see, we endured 8 years of Obama overtly hating this country and every tradition about it. Anybody see him out on the 4th of July celebrating our great country? Did you see Obama anywhere out there at an event or something where a flag might have been present? We knew about him. You may recall this photo. I can't put it on the YouTube feed at the moment. But during the campaign in 2008, there was a debate, a Democratic debate. I forget who he was running. Was Hillary one of them then? Doesn't matter. The fix was in. And he's standing there on the stage during the national anthem with his balls cut by his hand in his khaki slacks. Mr. Casual, he's cool. He just didn't have the energy that day to raise his hand over his heart. And yet, he still won. That was the first sign he just wasn't. It's like that, what's that book? He's just not that into you. Well, that was Barack Obama to America. It's really just not into you. Whoa, it's the greatest country in the world. Let's change it. Yeah, he did a great job. So we put up with 8 years of that. 4 years. We may as well have hung a vacancy sign either on the White House or around Joe Biden's neck because he wasn't there. He spent, you see do any Democrats appreciate the schedule that Donald Trump keeps? He's always working, flying here, flying there, making speeches, appearing here, appearing there. He's accessible to the media like nobody else before. Doesn't have a lot of patience for stupid questions, but good for him. And literally runs rings around the rest of the world. And Joe Biden spent half of his presidency sitting in that wretched beach chair in Rehoboth, Delaware, with an ice cream cone and an umbrella shoved into the ground. But Trump was too old. Again, that's how the Democrats are. You guys are Nazis. By the way, vote for Graham Plattner. Same thing. What is this? This is from, I'm scanning David's blog from this morning. Scumbags in the Democratic propaganda media are handling the downfall of yet another one of their prior heroes. Watch as repugnant MS Now hack Molly Zhang Fast, that's a great media name, assumes the Jake Tapper position of claiming we was duped. I tell you.
You know, a lot of us, I interviewed him for my podcast. I've talked to his team.
When the first New York Times article came out,
Why is it that liberal women all have straight, dry hair, the glasses, the wan look on the face? She's a beauty.
said, this reads sort of funny. What else is there? Is there something else coming out? And everyone told me up and down, absolutely not. And I think all of us heard that same thing from him, from his team. Nothing else coming out. This is clearly a misunderstanding. There's nothing more coming out. We were sold an arc, right? A character arc of a person who had blacked out, but now no longer did that behavior. Now, I should have asked him when I interviewed him if he was drinking still, because there's only one way you get those blackouts, and that's from drinking. And so the idea we were sold this character arc, this person who gets better, who got better, but he wasn't maybe better.
Yeah, he wasn't maybe. You think? You would think a Nazi tattoo, really? That would have been an immediate disqualifier. Certainly would have been for a Republican, because you would have heard the media on blast to the point where it would be deafening. You see, that D has a protective shield around it that it's not always invincible, as we just saw with Plattner, but it sure helped a lot of other douchebags get elected. Shouldn't use that word, but what the heck. You know what? I've been babbling here, so let me get connected to the traffic dungeon. What did the market do today? We've been kicking some butt again in Iran. It finished up. Well, that's good news. It's almost at 50. Dow's almost at 52.5. So Brent McDonald will explain this miracle to us at 5:15 this afternoon here on News Talk. We've got traffic, Blue Water News with Sky, and then David Blackman next.
So no real issues around the area. We did have a minor accident earlier at Atlanta Highway at Mendel Parkway. Please watch out for it, just in case they haven't wrapped that one up. And everywhere else, light to moderate afternoon traffic. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. Davis Store and Sash has quality replacement windows and doors. Save 10% on materials by mentioning this ad. Visit DavisStoreandSashAlabama.com. Call 334-288-6010. Buckle up, Wendell Trey Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. The Southern Poverty Law Center pleaded not guilty at an arraignment in Montgomery on Tuesday. The SPLC is charged with defrauding donors by failing to disclose millions will be paid to extremist groups. Prosecutors said some of the money was used to purchase Ku Klux Klan robes and recruit new Klan members. The case is scheduled to go to trial sometime in October. The Montgomery City Council has delayed moving forward with plans to borrow funding for a downtown convention center. The proposal by Mayor Stephen Reed also includes a new sports complex and an amphitheater. An initial resolution to issue up to $375 million in bonds was not approved on Tuesday. The City Council plans to take up the resolution again at their next meeting. The City of Montgomery has announced the launch of Dexter, a new AI-powered digital assistant. Dexter is designed to help residents quickly find information, access city services, and navigate city government online. Dexter will be available 24/7 through the city's website, providing instant answers to common questions. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Hardwood, tile, carpet, flooring tools, and installation supplies. Find it all at Budget Floors and More in Montgomery. Big selection, contractor pricing, and personal service you won't find at the big boxes. Across from Publix in Del Reyta and online at budgetfloorsmgm.com.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have, Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Well, hi, everybody. Good luck on your town's chances of seeing one of those evening showers and storms that'll be random across the area. Unfortunately, most towns get skipped. Very muggy again tonight with the overnight low temperature in the mid-70s. I think we're headed for the mid-90s tomorrow and also on Saturday. Triple-digit heat indices, 70s at night, and spotty random scattered showers and storms for some lucky towns here and there. 75 days till fall now. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
The world of idiocracy with Greg Pamela and experts, especially David Blackman, talking about all the latest mess. Get it off your chest and tune to the best. The tales of idiocracy. The tales of idiocracy. The tales of idiocracy. The tales of idiocracy.
That's the sound of a happy crowd welcoming our friend from somewhere in Texas, close to Dallas, noted and accurate political blogger and analyst, oil and gas industry expert, Los Angeles Dodger fan, father, grandfather, all-around great guy, David Blackman.
Yeehaw, y'all.
For all of that, I just get a yee-hi.
Howdy, howdy.
I'm wearing underneath this shirt a t-shirt that says, I survived a week without David. I don't remember how, but it's great to see you.
I've got one underneath this shirt that says I survived 5 days in Las Vegas. Barely. Apparently my voice didn't. Here we go.
David is not wearing a barrel today. He, I take it you did okay in Vegas?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, good to hear that.
Good week.
You know, we've been working together.
I mean, it's not like we're big gamblers or anything, but yeah, we had fun.
David, I gamble every time I answer this phone without a screener, which is, again, today the case. And you're always welcome to join us at 334-272-9228, some news. Now, I'm having, I don't know why they call it this, an aneurysm repair. I thought the idea was to get rid of it and not fix it, but that's a week from today. So just giving you a heads up, if you want to do a Wednesday.
Sure.
See, that night we're doing our Wednesday night meeting at Baumhauer's. We're calling it the Last Supper, just for jokes, just for giggles, and so we could move it up a day. And I'm hoping to be back the following Monday.
Okay, good. We'll count on
the fact that I love working with you to the extent I do will be a great motivation to get my butt back in here and resume life quickly, which is the plan. Has this not been the most entertaining, at the same time frustrating, galling, this whole drama with Graham Plattner?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I have
ahead.
that clip from your blog this morning. And he looks like the guy that easily snares women, can lure a woman in for a date. A little bit of a bad boy look. He's not hideous or anything.
Bad boy look, yeah.
Yeah. And but then immediately begins abusive behavior or acts out in ways that make her very, very uncomfortable. Then comes back with the apology face. Some guys can play that card over and over and over again. Yep. I have not heard this. Can we listen to about 30 seconds?
Sure.
All right, now I got to put the button down so you'll get that nasty echo. We still have Elon's working on that one for us.
Hey, everyone. It's Graham Plattner here.
Graham Plattner.
I think as many of you know, over the past couple days, I have faced some very serious allegations, and I just want to make it clear. This is all false. The things that have been claimed did not happen. It's not real. It has placed an immense amount of weight on me as I think about what needs to happen now. Amy and I are regular people. We were not looking for this experience. We were not looking to get into politics. We had no desire to run for office.
Well, good. Then you should be happy with the way this is all played out. If you didn't want to run, you should be glad to be dropping out of the race.
Oh, goodness.
That would be. Hang on one second here. I've got to. All right. Echo should be gone. We should be good.
Yeah, you can listen to all 11 minutes of that crap, and not one place in any of it does he take responsibility for anything. Not a word.
Well, he's a Democrat. Yeah. They're not responsible for anything. I didn't do that. I never said that. I didn't cause that problem.
Right.
It's what they do best, you know? Lie and cover up. So, by the way, I was stunned. I wish I had seen it while you were on the air with me at the same time, but Fox put a poll up about 10 minutes ago. It's a Fox poll. Trump's at 50% approval. Does that surprise?
That does surprise me. Yeah, they must be desperate to make a news story, I guess.
Well, my theory on
what was he at 46 at Rasmussen today? So I mean, if Fox decided to actually take a real poll instead of just dummying up a story, they could get up there. Yeah,
I've always believed that there's 5 to 10% of people who are so terrified of being identified. They support Trump. They love his policies, but they're terrified. They see what's happened to some people who have supported Trump and the way they can be punished in their circle of friends or at work or wherever. It's best kept secret. And they would probably be afraid to even tell a pollster. How do I know you're a pollster? I really believe it's that bad.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's always been that bad. It's at least a 5% deficit, in every poll that's taken on him. So otherwise he wouldn't have won 3 straight presidential elections, so obviously the polls are not really reflective of the electorate.
Yeah, still waiting for a breaking story on somebody being held accountable in 2020. Still waiting for somebody, Tulsi Gabbard, before she left office, dropped what appear to be smoking gun documents on Barack Obama directly ordering the undermining of Trump's presidency, using the government and its resources to put a false narrative. I still think it's really important that they follow up on that stuff.
Well, obviously I do too, but it's not anything I'm going to hold my breath waiting to happen. I think we've got plenty of evidence that even Todd Blanche doesn't really have any interest in pursuing any of it. So Trump just is never going to be able to get a real attorney general through the Senate. Just isn't going to happen.
Now, on the other side of the coin, we have a guy, Mitch McConnell, and look, we both like Scott Jennings at CNN. Scott Jennings said he talked to Mitch and sounded just fine. Why am I struggling to embrace that as a truth?
Well, I mean, we haven't seen Mitch McConnell utter a coherent sentence in public in, I don't know, at least 7-8 months. He tried to do a speech on the floor in late January, and I mean, he couldn't do it. He had no idea what he was reading. He couldn't read the text in front of him. He can't walk. He refuses to even entertain a question in the halls of the Capitol or his office building when reporters shout questions at him. Because he can't. He's like Joe Biden in Biden's bad times. Biden would have a coherent moment or two every day if they got his drug mix just right. Well, I don't think it looks like Mitch is really beyond that. And I don't believe Scott Jennings had a 20-minute call with Mitch McConnell that was coherent in any way, shape, or form. And John Thune lied about it, and I believe John Barrasso lied about that. And it was obviously a put-up job because they all claimed to have had exactly the same conversation with him on exactly the same topics that lasted exactly the same number of minutes, and all put up posts on X with nearly the exact same wording in each of the posts, advertising the calls they supposedly had with Mitch McConnell. It was like that. Remember when the senators did the sedition video last November, and they put up identical posts on X talking about that video afterwards. And it was just like that. I mean, it was exactly the same wording. And so it was obviously a political cover job trying to stop people from asking for proof of life. Now, I don't think Mitch McConnell's dead. I don't think he is. Don't wish him dead. But this is a really easy thing to resolve. All he has to do is have someone take a picture of him with his eyes open and a smile on his face. And if he's really coherent enough to have a 20-minute phone call with anyone, that's an easy thing to do. And then you just post it on X. And yeah, he probably looks like hell. We all look like hell when we're in the hospital. Nobody looks good in the hospital. And maybe he's
I'm going to do my best to glam it up next week. I want you to know that.
Yeah. I had a picture taken of me in the last time I was in the hospital, and it was not pretty. Not that any picture of me is ever pretty, but I understand you'd be embarrassed by that. But his constituents, the state of Kentucky, deserves it.
They don't seem to be all that interested in getting it, though, either. That's what surprises me.
I know it's weird, but this is a real bad situation, because if he is in a coma or whatever it is, if he's brain dead, like the rumors say, and he doesn't die until after August 6th, then the balance in the U.S. Senate changes for the rest of the year. It goes from 53 Republican seats to 52 because the governor in Kentucky is a Democrat. If he should pass away or resign the office by August 3rd, that triggers an automatic special election to see who replaces him. And that would likely be a Republican. So, I hate to be crass about it just from a political standpoint, but he's clearly not capable of carrying out the duties of a senator, just like Dianne Feinstein wasn't really for 10 years before she finally passed away. And these people should not be allowed to linger like this. They just shouldn't. Strom Thurmond spent the last 10 or 12 years until he died at the age of 100 in the Senate. And he had no idea who he was or where he was most of that time. The U.S. Senate shouldn't be a nursing home. It just really shouldn't. And we have to figure out a way to put some sidebars on what, how long these people can cling to power and their staff. Because that's what's happening here, is the staff clinging to power.
So Mitch holding on to this seat, I'm sorry, the only conclusion I can derive from this is it's an anti-Trump move. He would rather see a Democrat replace him than a special election where they might elect another Republican.
Absolutely. I think that's right.
That's sickening.
Yeah. And I think
disturbing.
John Thune and John Barrasso share that view. John Cornyn shares that view. Probably another 10 or 12 senators, supposedly Republican senators, share that view. They hate Trump. They hate his voters. They hate his supporters. They hate his cabinet officials. And they hate everything about this presidency because it's threatening their way of life and livelihood in the U.S. Senate.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, so that's why Trump is indispensable, regardless of all his flaws.
What was your take on the America 250 and some of the highlights for you? What did you
I thought it was great. I thought it was fine. Big fireworks show. It was a big fireworks show. Wretched excess that is typical of Trump. Good music. Chicago was there. The Beach Boys were there. I thought it was all great. We were in Las Vegas, and it was a classic Las Vegas thing. They never want you to be out of the casinos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fireworks show in Las Vegas that everybody advertised was going to be so spectacular. And it was fairly spectacular for about 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was every other hotel on the Strip popping off the exact same fireworks show from their rooftops at a timed exactly together, obviously controlled by computer. Went on for 7.5 minutes with a 30-second grand finale. And then boom, everybody cleared off the streets, went back into the casino and started gambling again. They're not going to let you be out of those casinos for very long.
I saw my first drone show, and it was wonderful.
Yes.
I'm sitting there it was hotter than hell. There was no air. It was hardly comfortable. It was like that over much of the country. Yeah. But honest to God, they've got Lee Greenwood playing over the PA system. And it's just amazing. Where's the nerd that put this together? I want to meet that person and give them a hand because this was so cool. They formed the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell starts to sway. Yeah. The clapper at the bottom is going back and forth. And then drones that were lit up in red created the crack.
Yeah.
And I've got tears running down my face. It was almost like there was a cathartic component to those of us who have watched. We've got front row seats watching the incredible veterans, the centurions that Trump brought out.
Yeah.
How do you top that? That was the absolute highlight from that particular venue. But watching these evil SOBs, we are watching not only cancer appear in New York in the form of ideologies that we fought wars against.
Yeah.
And sacrificed tremendous blood and treasure.
Well, this Plattner guy, he was a combination of communist and Nazi, and the Democrats overwhelmingly made him their nominee in the primary. And as long as he kept a lead in the polls, he was going to last all the way to election day. And it didn't matter what came out about him. They would nominate John Wayne Gacy if he had a polling lead over Susan Collins. They would. I think that's where the party is now. And it's shocking. It's really shocking even to me, quite honestly.
I have to ask a favor. If you would ask your fellow Texans the following question.
What the hell is wrong with you all?
I just saw Tallarico has raised $30 million.
It's all coming in from New York and California. Yeah.
Don't they ever learn? How many times have we seen them blow tens of millions of dollars on Beat Off O'Rourke and all the other losers that they line up and they send in tons of money? The other thing, and once again, this is in David's blog, and I will tell you how to subscribe to that in just a moment. Andrew Gillum in Florida.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
He came within 0.4% of beating Ron DeSantis the first time around in I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
Right. That close. He was the rising star, another minority candidate with a unlimited, like Obama, whose qualification was running the city of Tallahassee, which, it's a small town. It's a college town. Look what
He
Ron
would have won
DeSantis.
that election, by the way, because they were still making up votes in Broward County. Remember, Broward County and Palm Beach County used to be the center of voter fraud in America.
Oh yeah,
they almost
Without
stole the
doubt.
election for Al Gore in 2000 in those two counties.
Yeah.
And they were still trying to make up votes and count votes. And luckily, the attorney general in Florida at the time was a Republican, and he ordered in state troopers to shut that crap down and stop that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they probably would have got Gillum over the top. And think about Florida, where Florida is now. It's the free state of Florida.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis saved us during the COVID war in
Yes.
2020 by refusing to shut the state down.
Yeah.
If Gillum would have been there, everybody would have been locked in their homes. The state would be completely Democrat state now, riddled with voter fraud, riddled with all sorts of fraud, like California. The whole country would be different if Andrew Gillum, a drug addict,
Yes.
and
we're not talking about he smoked a joint in college, or I didn't inhale, not that kind of drug. This guy was a heavy crystal meth, because they found him. It was in 2020. Maybe he was coping with the COVID and being trapped inside, but they found him with a male model, passed out, naked, with all this drug paraphernalia. They never did really. I think they may have arrested him.
They arrested him
never-
and prosecuted him, but he got probation for that. I don't know what he's going to get this time.
Yeah, this is.
But you know, Oprah Winfrey went and campaigned with him. Obama went and campaigned with him. Bill and Hillary Clinton went in there. I mean, he was the golden child of the Democratic Party in 2018, along with Stacey Abrams was the other golden child of the Democratic Party. Going back to Texas, the same California and New York billionaires poured $130 million into Beto O'Rourke's campaign, you know, and got him within 3 points of Ted Cruz. And they poured $80 million into Wendy Davis's campaign, Abortion Barbie, back in 2014 against Greg Abbott, and she got beat by about 16%. You know, I don't think they're going to be able to get Tallarico over the top. He's
No.
such a weirdo.
No,
But,
Beto,
anyway, it's
Beto
not
could
fun.
Beto could fake it. You know, there was no doubt what he was.
Yeah.
But he was adept, you know, and he didn't come across like this guy. And who knows what he is? Does he eat meat? Does he? Again, they have to ask themselves. He's everything Plattner is, minus the rape and the sexual assault charges, ideologically speaking, but there's nothing there. He's like barbecue Barbie, because he has such a, you know what I'm saying? If Wendy Davis is abortion Barbie, this guy is barbecue Barbie, because it's all fake.
Yeah.
And I have such faith in Texas, as I do Florida, that they're going to sniff this out and he will go down to a rousing
He'll
defeat.
lose pretty badly. He probably won't lose as badly as the Democrats' no name, no identification gubernatorial candidate is going to lose to Abbott. But it won't be a real close election.
Is Abbott running for a third term?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Abbott's been here since 2014. So 12 years. So 3 terms already. He's running for his 4th term, and he's already served longer than Rick Perry. So he's the longest serving governor. And you know,
Who was the? I think it was a female Democrat. I don't know if it was Jasmine D. Crockett or some other that was making fun of his disability.
Yeah, it was Jasmine Crockett. Called him Governor Hot Wheels because he's in a wheelchair. He had a terrible accident when he was a young man, and has been in a wheelchair since. He's paralyzed from the waist down.
That just goes to show you how deep those sensitivity roots run in Democrats. Governor Hot
Oh, yeah.
Wheels. That might be funny on SNL, but what is Jasmine D. Crockett up to these days?
Well, she's getting more vocal now. She's really upset that Tallarico's such a disaster, you know, because she was his main opponent, and the party rigged the primary as it always does.
Mm-hmm.
Denied her any money from the House campaign, even though she's a member of the House campaign committee, even though she's a member of the House. Because why? Because the Democratic Party decided that a black woman can't win in Texas. So they picked this pasty white boy who's the biggest weirdo on the face of the earth instead. And she's pretty bitter about it, man. She's been out talking about it a lot. And I don't really blame her for being bitter. I mean, I think she would have been a terrible statewide candidate, but she wouldn't have been any worse than this idiot. And she probably would have won that primary had the party not rigged it. So yeah, she's got good reason to be bitter. And you know, we haven't heard the last from Jasmine. I guarantee you that.
No, but you see, the personal profile of a Jasmine Crockett type of person, I know a little bit about this. There is never going to be enough attention to satiate the ego within that woman.
Yeah.
She has another one that, you know, this incredibly high opinion of herself and her importance.
Yeah.
And now she's found out the Democratic Party way.
Yeah,
why not flip and become a Republican? She could probably accomplish great things.
Well, I don't know. I'm not. I don't think. I don't think she's got Republican in her. I don't think that's now.
I'm
John
sorry.
Fetterman, on the other hand, looks like he's getting ready to do it.
It's almost as if the media has been completely ignoring Fetterman lately.
Yeah.
I have not seen his name turn up much, and that's their way of saying, well, we don't want, you know, we're out to get this guy, and because he's not goose-stepping along with the rest of the party. And he's talking sense, you know, when he makes it.
He and Dave McCormick, the other senator from Pennsylvania, have formed a joint fundraising committee now for their campaigns. They both together have formed a PAC, a super PAC, a fundraising committee together called Pennsylvania United. And that tells me that Fetterman, you know, we've talked about this for 2 years now, that he's going to have to change parties to have any chance
to
get reelected. And that just seems to be just another indication that that's where that's headed.
I'm going to sound mighty dumb here, but it is the idiocracy after all. The other senator in Pennsylvania, is he a Republican or a Democrat?
Dave McCormick, yeah, he's a Republican.
Oh, so that's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's got to be making some heads explode in different parts of the country.
I guarantee it made Chuck Schumer's head explode when he read it. Because I know Fetterman didn't seek out his approval.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. I think back to, you know, Fetterman had that physical issue, and we were wondering, you know, who is this guy? He looks like he's wearing his hospital gown to public appearances.
Yeah.
And had not gotten back his, you know, complete sense of public speaking and so forth. He was not the guy he is now. And you wonder how they could elect him. But yeah, I think he's written his own obituary with the Democrats. I don't see how they can.
Oh, yeah. No,
and he's not going to bend for them.
No, I think he's so disgusted with what he sees there. He's a lot like Tommy Tuberville in that he's so shocked and disgusted with the level of corruption in Washington, D.C., especially among the Democrats. But, you know, the Republicans certainly are not innocent. That he doesn't want to be stained with the party's ID. You know, yesterday he gave an interview, he was on a podcast, and they asked him, who would you say is the leader of the Democratic Party? And he just immediately said, we don't have a leader. Our leader is Trump derangement syndrome. And and he's
that's
right.
Great.
Yeah.
That's 100% spot on accurate. We're going to take our top of the hour break here. To subscribe to David's most excellent blog, visit David Blackman, one word, davidblackman.substack.com. It's one of the things I look forward to in my inbox every morning. Great way to start the day. David will be back in about these many minutes.
Okay, good.
I'm not sure because we're going to do 3 long segments today, and we'll rejoin David in a bit. And yeah, our phone does work. You can talk to David if you want to call in, but I would wait a few minutes. 334-272-9228. Here's Skipper, the latest on your commute.
We have a good bit of traffic now on the boulevards, also I-65 and 85, Taylor Road, Vaughn, and Fairview Avenue beginning to build, as well as Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, building, busy afternoon traffic, but no issues at the moment. We will keep you updated. At Thompson Tractor, their new service commitment includes next-day parts and 2-day repairs. That ensures you stay up and running without missing a beat. Thompson Tractor off I-85 just past Chantilly Parkway. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Rock and Roll Royalty is coming to Montgomery on October 9th. Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs take the stage at the Montgomery Performing Arts Center. As the legendary lead guitarist and co-songwriter for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Mike Campbell helped create some of rock's most unforgettable songs. October 9th at the Montgomery Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster and ImpactOnline.org. Don't miss Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs live in Montgomery.
Back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here are several ways to attract more buyers to your home. First, price it right to sell, not to sit. An accurate market analysis will tell you what price it should be. Next, prepare the home to show and sell by deep cleaning by a professional cleaner, including carpet. Declutter all rooms, including closets. Evaluate flooring, replace if needed. Paint inside and out where needed, and make the kitchen and bath sparkle. How about the exterior? Are the colors faded on the shutters or fascia? Power washing them and all sidewalks and driveways and patios prior to listing the house. Remember, your price and curb appeal will create a showing appointment. Your condition of the house will make them stay and look longer and buy quicker. For all the steps you need to take to get your house ready for sale, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 334-221-2883 or 334-551-0225.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bells Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bells because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomorrow's Show. You'll have to tune in then to find out why.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
It's your 405.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew. We at Washington, the U.S. launching new airstrikes against Iran, and Tehran responded, targeting its Gulf neighbors. That exchange threatening, of course, what's left of a ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. Sirens sounded at least 3 times today in Bahrain. Missiles targeted Kuwait and Qatar. Despite the rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran, oil prices dropped about $2 a barrel. And on Wall Street, the major indexes did well. The Dow was up 139 points at the closing bell. The S&P 500 up 61, and the Nasdaq up by 336 points. Ukrainian drones hit more Russian oil facilities and set 2 oil tankers on fire in the Sea of Azov. That came a day after President Trump pledged to grant Ukraine a license to manufacture its much-needed Patriot air defense systems right inside that country to stave off those Russian missile and drone attacks. This is SRN News.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-2085. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-2085 or biglou.com.
You got to love a restaurant where the menu says every cut starts with smoke. If you're starting to think about dinner and you love barbecue and you haven't tried Smoky Notes, I'm just planting the chip in your head now. We'll take a more detailed look at the menu. But the brisket there is an all-day project, specific time to get it just right. And it is so good. Whether you have it on a plate, on a platter, or you have it in sandwich form like the brisket melt, which is excellent, the smash burger, the Monte Cristo, and some incredible sides. Just think about it. Just a suggestion. If you haven't been to Smoky Notes, you're missing out. In the Lagoon Park Shopping Center on Northern Boulevard, right next to that Petro station. That's your landmark. Beautifully redone inside, excellent menu. And our listeners have raved about the sides and so many other aspects. And great kids menu, too. They'll love it. That's Smoky Notes Barbecue. Every cut starts with smoke, and we'll tell you more about them a little bit later in the program. We're about to rejoin David Blackman. Just a couple of messages in Rich's weather. Papa John waiting on the phone at 272-9228. We're ready for your call, too.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Poarch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Poarch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at PoarchCreekIndians.org.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we saw a bunch of patients last month. Almost none came because of an ad. They came because something happened. A fight with a wife who finally said, "Get help." A breakup. A new relationship that made them aware of things they used to ignore. A photo a friend tagged them in. One guy said he just stared at himself in the mirror. And that was enough. If today's your day, call right now. 334-440-3663. I'm Dr. Smith, urologist and advisor to Montgomery Men's Health. Built on almost 15 years of treating men in Alabama, one patient at a time. Dedicated to ED, low T, and male performance. Here's what happens when you call. We book you this week. We'll get a lab in an hour. For ED, we walk you through your real options at the same visit. A plan before you leave. Don't let today turn into next year. Call now. 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. 3663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
From weddings and concerts to cookouts and construction sites, TT Porta Toilets has been serving Central Alabama for over 30 years. Whether you need standard portable toilets with wash stations or upscale restroom trailers for special events, the Tierce family has the right solution for every occasion. So when you're planning your next big event or project, make it easy on yourself. Call 285-5513 or visit ttportatoilet.com. TT Porta Toilets. Clean, convenient, dependable.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Well, hi, everybody. Good luck on your town's chances of seeing one of those evening showers and storms that'll be random across the area. Unfortunately, most towns get skipped. Very muggy again tonight with the overnight low temperature in the mid-70s. I think we're headed for the mid-90s tomorrow and also on Saturday. Triple-digit heat indices, 70s at night, and spotty random scattered showers and storms for some lucky towns here and there. 75 days till fall now. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Life's a beach with an ASE loan financing the fun you deserve. It's your summer, your way. ASE has the funds. Apply online or at any of our 9 locations.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your culture.
Federally insured by NCUA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Not everybody. It just seems that way at times. That's why we have this show twice a week with David Blackman. The Idiocracy and the news developments within. And David, as we welcome you back, we have a caller who has waited through the break to speak with you. Papa John, you're on with David.
Thank you, Greg. David, I don't think you realize what a great opportunity and resource you are for us to be able to have a source of questions. But I do want to ask you something specific. I know you've gone through your answer about why we cannot utilize the raw product we have here in the United States because our refining facilities or infrastructure is not equipped to do that kind of refining. But in 2008, I do remember that Newt Gingrich said, and I don't remember the exact quote, but he said that there was no reason that any American citizen should ever have to pay more than $2.50 a gallon for gasoline. Now, with that in mind, and that was 2008, is there any scenario that you can think of where somebody will take the incentive and go ahead and make the investment on the type of refineries that we need to utilize the product we have here and leave the rest of the world to their own devices?
Sure.
And let me hang up and just listen, okay?
All right. Thank you, Papa John.
Yeah. So we have a refinery being built right now down in Brownsville. First greenfield major refinery built in the United States since 1979. It's going to go live in 2028, I believe. I interviewed the CEO a few months ago. He's, they have the financing. It's backed largely by India, which wants our grade of crude and refined products shipped over there. So that's good. Exxon has they had a major retooling project of their Beaumont refinery a few years back, and they added an additional 200,000 barrels a day of capacity to refine light sweet crude coming out of the Permian Basin. A few other refineries have retooled. It's a multi-billion-dollar investment for each refinery to do that. The economics of it aren't great. It takes a decade or more to pay out that investment. But, it's slowly but surely it's happening. The problem is when you look at that, the refinery in Beaumont has 180,000 barrel capacity per day. The Beaumont refinery is a little over 200,000 barrels a day. So you're around 400,000 barrels a day with those two refineries. Well, we're producing in shale oil in Texas alone more than 5 million barrels a day.
Wow.
And there's another 2 million barrels of it being produced right across the border in New Mexico, another 1.5 million in North Dakota, another 700,000 in Colorado and the DJ Basin. And it's just an overwhelming amount of crude. The total investment to build that amount of refining capacity would probably be north of $100 billion to take care of all of it. And so it's just the magnitude of the production is so overwhelming, the investment required so overwhelming, that it's been, the economics of it are just so much better to put it on a ship to, somewhere in Central America or South America to be refined into refined products and shipped back here to the United States for sale. And so that's what's been happening. The government, it's just different in the United States. Most countries have a national oil company and the government controls things and can mandate things. And our system just doesn't work that way. And I know people get frustrated. I get frustrated. I was frustrated today to see oil or gas prices back up 30 cents higher today than they were a week and a half ago, just because of this little bump in crude prices. So it's no fun, and I don't like paying more for it than anybody else, but it is what it is. It's how the system in the United States works. And, I understand, but when you look at it, and I did an analysis back in mid-June, looked at just what does today's price look like compared to every year since 2000, adjusted for inflation, because we've had about 100% inflation in this century so far. So when you do that, when you adjust for inflation, looking back all the way to 2000, you take the average price since 2000. What we're paying right now today is actually below the average that we've paid in $25 throughout this century. We are not having abnormally high gasoline prices right now. We're really not. Newt Gingrich in 2008, if you adjust that $2.50 for inflation, it's going to get up over $3 because we've probably had 60% inflation. So you're probably looking at $3.75. If you did that inflation adjustment, well, I think the average price today is $3.77 nationwide. So even what Newt said, really, okay, well, that's fine. But Newt doesn't know anything about it. That's the other side. I have nothing but respect for Newt Gingrich. I've met him several times. He's a wonderful man, and he Americans should really revere his memory for what he did in the Clinton years. But he doesn't really know anything about it. He's like Karl Rove. They get on Fox News and they talk about a lot of stuff they don't know anything about. But anyway, thank you for the question. I know I've gone on a long time. I hope I answered it.
I believe you did. And the key thing being, Newt's comment was spot on in that time.
Yeah.
Let's not forget we're a great deal of inflation. I mean, we're paying less technically than we were under Biden when gas prices went rocketing up. I remember before Biden was inaugurated, and I was at the gas station, and I think the price was $1.82. And I kind of shook my head knowing it's not going to be long before this is, moving up the charts, as Casey Kasem would say.
Yeah, yeah.
And sure enough, and then it was, over $3. And then let's drain the strategic petroleum reserve so we can, I'll fix this. All the insanity when we're trying to establish a real market and some economic freedom with energy. And the bottom line is that we don't have OPEC to kneecap us, to literally paralyze the country into stupid decisions like 55-mile-an-hour speed limits. Nobody would do that today. Why were we so compliant back then? It was ridiculous. We had to get about the business.
We had the wrong guy in the White House, for starters, when all that happened. But,
yeah, we sure did.
Yeah.
He sure knew how to print rationing coupons, though, that Jimmy Carter.
He did.
We have a call. I don't have a screener, so we'll just take it on the fly. Hi, who's this?
Yeah, my name's Bill.
Bill, welcome to the show. You're on with David Black.
Thanks. Yeah, I just had a quick question. It's a gas question. So we saw something online. I don't know if it's accurate or not. They were saying
You're a little, Bill. You're a little bit hard to understand. Can you? I don't
Is that
know.
better?
Are you on a speaker?
No, I'm in the country.
Oh, okay. Oh, we always get that country echo. All right, go ahead. We'll do our best.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, excellent.
Okay. All right. So we saw something online. They said that Congress passed legislation to allow for 15% ethanol in the 87 regular to compensate for gas prices. And of course, the big concern is if they did that, what it would do to the cars. So I don't know if that was accurate, but that's my question. So I'm going to listen in.
All right.
Yeah. So they did. They passed language that allows for the sale of E15 year round. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to put it in your car. A lot of stations offer it. I actually pulled into one station that had it on every pump stand recently, which is the first I'd seen that. It's about 5 to 7 cents a gallon less. You get a lot less gas mileage with it. So it probably all comes out in the wash because the alcohol doesn't burn as efficiently as the gasoline does. There's zero environmental benefit to it, no emissions benefit, nothing. You're taking millions of tons of corn out of the food system and turning it into fuel we don't need. It's a welfare program that we've addicted our farming industry to, mostly our family farmers, but also corporate farmers love it. Archer Daniels Midland is the king of the farm lobby, and they've kept that thing alive. They invented it, the whole thing, back during the George W. Bush administration, for crying out loud, and have perpetuated. It was supposed to be a 5-year program, and now it's just going to be permanent. And it's all driven by the fact that the Iowa caucus is the first contest in every presidential election cycle, and every candidate for the presidency that wants to get past the first month of campaign season has to pledge fealty to that ethanol credit program. And it's the biggest boondoggle in the country. We've got our whole farming industry is addicted to it, though. So now, if you took it away, we'd have a mass collapse in family farming in the country. So I don't know what to do about that, but it's just a horrible, horrible program. But it didn't surprise me when Congress passed that language.
Something interesting. Oh, wait a minute. I want to see what Fetterman says. The trash took itself out tonight, says Fetterman about Plattner. And now finally people in Maine have a chance to really vote on someone that's not a total piece of trash. Yes. I love that.
He isn't
Fetterman,
wrong.
Come on, Fetterman. Jump the fence, because you could wake up some of these Republicans that need a kick in the keister. Seriously.
And you know what the Democrats are going to do? They're going to nominate another garbage human, this guy named Thompson, who claims to be a logger. He's got almost exactly the same bio that Plattner has, other than the military service.
How about
and he's just a phony, just as phony as Plattner. And but he's a natural. What I'm saying is he's the perfect candidate for the Democrats, and I guarantee you that's the guy they're going to nominate.
I think of all the things we've discussed today, the most interesting tidbit was the political pact between Fetterman and McCormick in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's
from opposite
that's
sides
quite a
of the
development, and it's starting to get traction in the media now. I was out on X during the break, and it's creating a lot of chat.
On the other hand, I am actually kind of nauseated by the reaction to Plattner exiting the race. That's all I'm seeing on the studio monitor. This is not FDR deciding not to run for a 4th or 5th term, okay? This is a clown ass who got lucky, skated through, had a little magic going on, and became the great white hope in the state of Maine to take out that Horrible conservative Susan Collins.
And for the media, it's such a huge story though, because they know the Democrats have zero hope of turning the Senate if they can't win that Maine seat. That's their, that's their best chance to pick up a seat anywhere. And Plattner's collapse probably means they're not going to do it. And so everybody in the media is in mourning, and it's all they want to talk about. And the Republicans are celebrating, so they're happy to talk about it. And
how are they going to stack the Supreme Court now?
Right.
What are they going to do?
Right. How are they going to stop Trump?
Yeah.
Because it isn't looking good for him in the House either. I got to tell you, Democrats.
Please give us the latest.
Right.
What's your latest research term?
Well, I mean, the latest, when you look at the Larry Sabato thing and the Cook report, and there's another one, Election Analytics or something. There's three of them, Election Insider or Insider Advantage. That's what it is. When you look at the average of those three, now the Republicans are projected to win 215, the Democrats 207, with the rest toss-ups. And that just means the Republicans have to win, what would it be, 13 toss-ups or 15 toss-ups? So they got to win three of them to maintain a majority. And they're 50-50 races. So what do you think is going to happen? Republicans are going to, I still think Republicans are going to end up increasing their majority in the House in this election.
Good. Well, when people take a step back and look at the big picture, things have gotten better. Look at the Dow. Everybody I've asked, some of whom have been skeptics of Donald Trump, how's that portfolio of yours doing? And then I get a big smile. Quite well. I know one guy who's added multiple six figures since the beginning of the year. And it's not like he had an enormous amount of money where if it goes up 1%,
right.
No, this is just genuine economic growth. There's a lot of I just saw a poll, Susan Collins, 58-37 over Plattner. Yeah, I'd say it's over. You're right on top of it, Fox. Way to go. But what surprised me today in the news was that oil prices had managed to come down today, the barrel price.
Yeah. I'm not sure I understand that. I was looking at that too, and I don't get it. They jumped up 6%, and maybe it's just, kind of a reset from that. Because peace deal's done for now. We're going to have bombings every night, at least for the foreseeable future. And now there's a lot of talk about going in to try to take Carg Island finally, which we should have done 2 months ago, and really have a focused campaign to destroy all that rocket launching capability along the coast that, for whatever reason, I don't even know why Trump has let that linger there. He should have been doing these bombings every night all along, even during the negotiations, because it's all the Iranians understand. They don't understand Western concepts of negotiation, or they just have no respect for it. And if you're not harming them, I just think we're going to end up having to take out all the infrastructure in that country, all the roads, all the railroads, knock down all the office buildings where anybody in the government is known to be, take out, their electricity grid, their water supply, everything before this is over. I mean, I really do. I think we're going to have to take them back to the Stone Age.
You hear about the woman from the woman who was an aide to Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, who was over there doing the propaganda, grieving for the great leader that the Ayatollah was and stuff. Yeah. What happens to somebody like that? That's absolute mental illness.
Yeah, and who is she? Who is she? She's a wealthy white woman, age 25. She's worked for Elizabeth Warren for 5 years. Her parents are the mother is a university teacher at Boston University. Her father is a professor at Harvard. She was raised in private schools in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Upper middle class, wealthy young white woman who worked for Elizabeth Warren for 5 years, quit, and became a lobbyist for who? The government of Iran. She is the poster child for how wealthy young white women are destroying this country. They've been brainwashed in our schools. A high percentage of them, a higher and higher percentage every year, and they are destroying this country.
And they've been imbued with this. Well, I mean, there's young, fairly adult age white women who have embarked on tours to decrepit places to show you that it's really not so bad there. Risking life and limb. Then they get there and find out, I'm being followed by this guy, and I'm too sure I like that. Paul Joseph Watson does a great job of compiling collections of these clips of these, sorry to say, brain-dead chicks who just really believe, like the white suburban housewife who just can't see the wrong in anybody or anything for whatever reason. Maybe it makes her feel better about herself. But it is the ultimate in crack pottery, man. It's just unbelievable. We still got a ways to go exploring the Idiocracy with David Blackman. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break with 1819 News. Look at the roads with Skipper coming up in Rich's forecast. I saw all I really wanted today was a fat cloud to throw some shade. I'm going to go see if it's arrived. When I asked Rich for that, he said, I need your credit card number. So we'll see. And then we'll have our final segment with David Blackman. Again, to find David on Substack, go to David Blackman, one word, davidblackman.substack.com. And for his energy insights, blackman.substack.com. See you in a few. All right. We will rejoin him in a moment. One of the things, the impacts of this hot weather, it just slows you down. You don't need any assistance from within your own body, guys. So if you're dealing with a low testosterone situation, if your energy, if you're not burning calories, you're trying to work out or don't have the energy to do it, the thought is there, the spirit is willing, but the flesh ain't. Those are all indications of low T. Poor sleep, poor caloric burn, low libido. All of those point in one direction. Here's the good news of Montgomery Men's Health. A medical clinic designed to help guys deal with that if they, in fact, it's incredibly common starting at around age 35. It can happen to anybody. It's kind of insidious in that regard. But if you take the $99 test of Montgomery Men's Health and your T number is low, it can be adjusted and you can experience the rejuvenation, the restoration of libido, just overall interest in life, to feel better, to feel like doing things and not just sitting there watching one streaming hit after another. Get out and live life. Now, if you're dealing with ED issues and stuff, you don't need a reminder from me that those can be very common too and caused by any number of issues. Go to a place, not the gas station, certainly not the online ads, which are almost hysterically filled with lies and promises that can't be kept, and deal with the board-certified urologist at Montgomery Men's Health. They have solutions. Pills don't work for everybody, or they stop working sometimes. There are solutions available at Montgomery Men's Health, FDA-approved treatments that can restore you and your confidence without taking pills. But you've got to make the call. I can only tell you it's there and what's waiting for you. 334-440-3663 or MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Let's do it. 433. Skipper.
Well, we have a couple of accidents. First of all, if you're exiting I-65 northbound at Highway 143 into Millbrook, at River Oaks Road, got an accident there. Also, 65 northbound, right before the 176 mile marker, we got a vehicle in the ditch there. State is responding to that one. Please be safe out there this afternoon. A lot of cars already on the road. We'll keep you updated. Imagine graduating high school with your college degree already in your hand. That's the power of early college at Trentham State Community College. No debt, no delay, just a college degree. Go to trenthamstate.edu for more information. Buckle up. Woodland Trade Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
News is brought to you by Adams Motorsports of Montgomery, where your pleasure is their business.
1819 News.
A Montgomery County Circuit Court judge has dismissed the lawsuit filed against Tommy Tuberville, which challenges his residency qualifications to run in the governor's race. Judge Brooke Reed dismissed the case on the grounds that she does not have jurisdiction over this issue. In the judge's ruling, she made a final order so that an appeal could be immediately filed. This means the Alabama Supreme Court would be the next court to possibly consider this case. Barry Ragsdale is the plaintiff in the lawsuit that was filed. There has been no word at this point on what Ragsdale intends to do. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Where I was living was not a great place to live anymore. I began to pray for a place to go, praying for all of these things that a 9-year-old would want. I wanted horses, big house with a bunch of people my age. I wanted parents. I wanted a mom and a dad. Before I even prayed it, the Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A man accused of causing a crash that killed 3 teenagers in Coleman County back in 2024 has reached a plea deal with the district attorney, Champ Crocker. Family members of the teens that were killed are expressing shock that such a plea deal has emerged. They tell 1819 News they were informed such a deal would not be sought and that the driver would head to trial. 23-year-old Ramon Maldonado Vasquez is facing reckless murder charges for driving at high speeds while under the influence of alcohol, with Dalen Jennings, Caden Britt, and Evan Majano as his passengers. The state indicates that sentencing will come as the next step in this case, and they're recommending 25 years. I'm Andrea Edmonds.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
AdamsMotorsports.com on the web, or Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard in Montgomery. That's at Adams Motorsports in Montgomery, where your pleasure is our business. Come by and learn more about the new Suzuki GSX 8R motorcycle and see for yourself the bar has officially been reset.
I don't have enough saved.
My credit has to be perfect.
I'll never qualify in this market.
Most of those beliefs are based on outdated information or advice from someone who bought a house 20 years ago. The truth is, many buyers need far less saved than they think. Guidelines change, loan programs evolve, and what applied years ago most likely doesn't apply to you today. The biggest mistake you can make is speculating about the rules or letting myths keep you on the sideline. Instead, call us at Alabama Home Mortgage. Let us educate you on what's actually required to buy a home. And if today isn't the right time, that's okay. We'll give you a clear, realistic game plan so you know exactly what to work toward and how to get there. Buying a home or getting a mortgage shouldn't feel mysterious or overwhelming. It should feel informed, supported, and achievable. Let us guide you through the process every step of the way. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir. Since 1983, we've treated you like family. Day or night, we do things right so you can live more comfortably. Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir right now.
Pizza Perfect is carrying over the $10 buffet for July. They also have the perfect deal to feed your family tonight. Order any large pizza and get an order of boneless wings free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet, including pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, and it's only $10 in July. Available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy any large pizza, get an order of boneless wings on the house at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook, pickup and delivery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Good luck on your town's chances of seeing one of those evening showers and storms that'll be random across the area. Unfortunately, most towns get skipped. Very muggy again tonight with the overnight low temperature in the mid-70s. I think we're headed for the mid-90s tomorrow and also on Saturday. Triple-digit heat indices, 70s at night, and spotty random scattered showers and storms for some lucky towns here and there. 75 days till fall now. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Big dreams for your home on a tight budget? AFE's $26.26 as you covered. Unlock your home's equity with just $26 in closing costs. No fees, no headaches. Visit your local ASE branch today. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 420259.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
It's 4:40 already. With David Blackman exploring the American idiocracy. And David, I want to play this clip and get your reaction to it, if I may.
Bernie Sanders of the world, Ro Khanna's, they have egg on their face, quite literally tonight, because also there's a lack of contrition for sure. He denies the allegations. He doesn't even really address the women that have come forward. Actually, I shouldn't say doesn't really. He did not address them in this 11-minute video.
He called them liars, basically, because he said everything's false.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. And, while he was being supported through all the things that Brad was talking about, Democrats like Ro Khanna and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and on and on and on and on kept saying that, he's gotten over the rough patch in his life. He's apologized. Ro Khanna, he's on a redemption. He'll bring redemption to our nation. So they were willing to overlook or believe all of his explanations up until now. The only thing that's changed is that he's no longer politically viable. His poll numbers went down to the point where it wasn't politically palatable to say that this redemption tour was going to be good for America anymore. I think you're right. He's never actually taken accountability for any of these things. The Democrats knew 98% of the things we knew about Graham Plattner, we knew before the Democrats voted in the primary in Maine, and they still voted for him.
Bernie Sanders is of the world.
They, everything there is 100% accurate. But the reality is,
how a weird 7-second habit
stop
can protect your brain from memory
now,
loss for
this
good.
Thing.
Do you ever want?
Excuse me.
Those stupid ads.
Yeah. It apparently is true that they really decided to jump off the exciting Graham Plattner bandwagon when he fell behind Susan Collins in the polling.
Right, exactly. Yes.
I also have a clip here. As long as I'm screwing things up with the computer, a Minnesota sheriff who calls out Tampon Tim, and I'm kind of curious to see what he has to say. So let me once again share this thing and see what they have to say. I've been wondering. Minnesota's been awfully quiet. I know they've arrested people with the luring centers and all that, but none of the big figures have paid a price, other than a little embarrassment in a congressional hearing and so forth.
To be honest with ourselves, we have issues. We have youth issues, and no one is speaking about it. Right? Until we admit that we got a problem, we can't solve the issue that we have. So we got a lot of work to do. Every night, we see our youth from age 12 to 20 out in the middle of the night until 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. So we have a parenting issue. You guys need to check on your kids and know where your kids at, and ask for help. Right? If you have issue with your kids, just ask for help, and let's figure it out. And also, the community got to come together. And I told Ben and Karina that messages were the leaders of our community for a long time, and Omar will speak on that. And we have to see that lately.
Basically, he's talking about a problem that has become an issue in a lot of cities. These social media driven teen takeovers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, absolutely destructive. People getting injured. They're taking over, but they're fighting each other in the process and doing tons of damage. Not that I expect great sympathy, but for some reason, in one of these teen takeovers, they decided that the fun way to celebrate the evening was to take fireworks and destroy 13 porta potties.
It's really sad because I think that they really aren't thinking about destroying somebody's property. It is 100% done to be destructive. It's a helpless feeling. They might not be hurting people, but, in the long run, they are.
That's in Montana, where, they're experiencing some of this big city angst as well.
Well, there's been a big invasion of Californians into Montana. So
that's true.
They just bring their pathologies with them, apparently.
Yeah, it's
Idaho,
very
same
disturbing.
thing.
The DOJ has announced that they're going to send election monitors into 6 of the next primary elections.
Good.
I can't wait to see the Democrats and how eager they are to celebrate that level of scrutiny, on what's going on.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll do their job. We'll see how effective that is. We should have that happening in every election in the country until we have confidence in the system again. So that would mean you'd have to deploy thousands of them in California alone because nobody even in California has any confidence in their system.
It's just incredible that this continues to go on and on and on and remains unaddressed. But at least it seems like they're going to make some noise on the issue, on election integrity. In the meantime, we're seeing this socialist phenomenon. You almost hardly hear the word Democrat anymore. You hear Democratic Socialists. This nice word, and I'm distressed that Republicans and even the president have not made the point that, hey, you, those of you who are always calling others Nazis because you don't agree with them, socialism was the root of their government system when they were in power.
Yeah, and Democratic Socialist is just code for communist. I mean, they're just communists.
Yeah.
That's all they are, is plain dirty communists. That's what they are.
We have fought war and sacrificed significant blood and treasure to rid these systems from other countries to make those people free again so they could come to America one day and enjoy Buc-ee's. But to see it taking root here is just beyond distressing. Have you tuned into any of the flap, the Guns of Megillah with Candace Owens lately? Apparently she's stepped in.
Not really. Apparently there was some testimony in the trial today that she didn't like, that said something bad about her. But I honestly, I find them so repugnant that I just have a hard time focusing on it.
Which party is Tucker with this week?
I don't know.
I hate to say it, but Tucker is very much becoming a member of the idiocracy. We have a call. Good afternoon. You're on with David Blackman.
Hey, touching upon the subject talking about the communists and the Democratic Socialists and all that.
Yeah.
I've read something the other day about the Communist Control Act of 1954 that prohibits communists from partaking any role in our government. So how does that come into play?
Well,
that's an interesting question.
It's part of why they go to these euphemisms like democratic socialists, right? They can't call themselves outright communists, or you could end up with a problem under that law and others. I mean, despite everything, despite our universities being havens for communists, professors, it's still, the word still has a very negative connotation here in the United States. So they avoid being tarred with that moniker at all costs, but that's who they are. And I mean, when you see someone like Scott Jennings or some other conservative commenters use that word to describe him on CNN or MSNBC, the rest of the panel just goes insane. They just go into hysterics about it. And because they know that they can't allow the public to understand the truth about these people. And it's like the whole term socialist and the, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were talking, I came on one day and there was this big frenzy in the media talking about how weird it is that all these socialists are winning primaries in the Democratic Party. And I'm like, the Democratic Party has always been a socialist party. That's what it is. It's a socialist party. Since Franklin Roosevelt, well, really since Woodrow Wilson, it's been a socialist party. Okay. And its ranks are infiltrated, filled with communists all over the place. Bernie Sanders, I mean, my God, he's a Stalinist communist. That's who he is. And he's the leader of that whole faction. So, but Republicans have always taken this gun shy attitude about speaking honestly about these people. And now here we are with the public not really understanding who they really are because Republicans are too shy to have a bad media day because they use the right word to describe them. And it's really a problem that's been by and large caused by the Republicans' refusal to have some guts, to have some intestinal fortitude.
You just teed up a clip that I had been saving, but I'd like to play now. It's not long, but it's George Carlin. And it's all about terms that we use to describe things. And since you just used that, I'd like to share this. In fact, let me put it up on the screen so that everybody can watch the great George Carlin on the use of certain words. And the cool thing, this is from a podcast. People who are much too young to even know George Carlin while he was still alive. Isn't it great?
I wonder what the young kid said to all that.
Looks
like he's about 12. Looks like he's about 12.
Yeah, that's the interesting part of this clip. Very young, I would say, maybe late teens. It's hard. The older you get, the harder it is to tell how old anybody is.
Yeah,
we can find out.
Next week, liberals are going to start saying that calling aliens grays is a microaggression.
Oh dear. I don't know. George Carlin's fantastic.
So there you go. I'm glad people are discovering that because he was a prophet, literally, and getting into it's all about words, semantics, and he makes some great points in that clip.
Yeah, and that was probably whoops, I got the echo. That was probably 30 years ago or more, right? I mean, that was probably the 90s.
Absolutely. I did not know that West Palm Beach was renaming their airport for Trump.
Yeah, it just happened yesterday. I figure now the Democrats will boycott the airport, and that will turn out to lower the crime rate inside the airport property and on outbound planes by about 100%. So it'll be a blessing for that facility. And because, they're going to go crazy about it, right? I mean, that's what they do, anything named Trump. So
yeah,
there will be a boycott of Donald Trump International Airport. I might intentionally fly into it next time I go on a cruise and have a longer drive.
You know what? That's a great idea. They David, we've been talking about this insanity for so long now. At no point in any of this have Democrats ever stopped and taken a look at why he's won 3 elections.
Right.
why so many people have voted for him. They don't want, I don't know, maybe they're afraid of what they're going to find out, that they're on the wrong side of everything, perhaps. They really have no clue what the average working American believes in and wants and expects from the government, like protection of their citizenship, voter ID, fundamental things like that. But yeah, I don't doubt that you'll see incidents there, protests, and it's just, again, I'm glad they're doing all of this because it's really helping. You just made a great case for the midterms. They're really going to have a tough time winning either chamber back.
Well, and that's because they've gone so insane. I mean, Americans are recoiling watching this Graham Plattner thing. I mean, they're amazed that it could even possibly happen in Maine or anywhere else. That this guy with a Nazi tattoo on his chest for 18 years, who abuses women, who is just a psychopath, can become the nominee of either one of our major parties. And and to see every Democrat in the country, in one moment say, "Oh, I'm behind Plattner. I'm for Plattner. Plattner's wonderful. He's great. He's passed all his problems in life. He's going to be wonderful." And then a day later say, "Oh, he's got to resign his campaign. The votes in the primary don't matter. Our democratic process, we have to just tear it down. And just pick somebody else because he might lose." And Americans look around and say, "Well, that's insane. The whole damn party's insane." And that's why they're having such a hard time, trying to get the House back anyway, which everybody 6 months ago thought was a done deal.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I think they may end up, of course, they have regrets now because of all that's come out and the fact that he is out. I think they may have started something with this guy that's going to make it far more regretful. What, I couldn't exactly tell you, but Plattner clearly did not want to leave this race. And this is a guy who does not control his anger well. And I think there are going to be more consequences for Democrats down the road on this issue with him specifically. Let's see. Oh, I didn't realize that Mitch McConnell's wife did come back from China.
She arrived back in the United States yesterday.
Did she rush to his bedside?
2 days after her devoted husband, supposedly, was rushed to the hospital unconscious from an apparent heart attack. And she just hung around in China for another 3 weeks. What does that tell us?
And just to make sure they stick it to Donald Trump, Mitch is going to hang in there and live past August 3rd so there won't be a special election to replace him, so that there can be one more vote that Donald Trump can't count on. Like, well, maybe count on his to begin with.
Switch parties at that time and just make up for it.
There you go. Little baseball talk. It's been a while. The Yankees have absolutely reached around and flushed themselves down the toilet the last 2 weeks. They won today.
Yeah.
They managed to split a series.
Home run today. Ben Rice hit a home run today.
Hit two.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got 28 now. Are you excited about the All-Star game next week? I am not.
Really. No.
It used to be a really great midsummer. They called it the Midsummer Classic.
Yeah.
Because they had more than enough guys, but most of the big superstars wanted to play as much of the game as they could. The pitchers wanted to play more than pitch one inning. And today it's just become like take a bow, and whoever wins, wins. And
it's a weird season too. Nobody's having any kind of a record-breaking year of any real significance. None of the pitchers are really just mowing everybody down. You look at the
only one, Mizorowski with the Brewers has been.
Mizorowski.
And that's
but
it.
Other than him, Skeens has had problems. The guy at Pittsburgh's had problems. Yamamoto's been up and down, and I mean, there's a lot of good pitchers that are going to be in the game, but there's just not somebody having a Koufax like season, or that season Verlander had 6 or 7 years ago. It's just a weird season so far.
Having had the privilege of watching the great Nolan Ryan, Texas's Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
He was asked if he thought that he threw as fast as Mizorowski, who's been clocked at 104 on today's radar.
On today's radar, yeah.
I don't know how they did it when Nolan Ryan was pitching, but I don't think it was as sophisticated, as accurate. And I find it hard to believe that anybody threw harder than Nolan Ryan did.
Well, I mean, so he was on the Jugs gun that they had back in his time. There were a couple of times he was timed on the Jugs gun over 105.
Oh.
But that's supposedly measured slower than today's radars do. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's possible he was throwing even faster than that, and in his prime. And I think the statistics kind of indicate that.
Yeah, no, I wonder. And not only did he throw it that fast, but he was durable and pitched a ton of innings. The players today, man, every day somebody else is going down or getting a surgery. They're brittle. I don't know if it's the training. I think we need a few more dad bods in Major League Baseball, because you got to have some,
especially among the pitchers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we really appreciate your time as always, David. We will see you again on Monday.
We will be there. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
All right. You too, my friend. DavidBlackman.substack.com. Subscribe. It is the best thing you can do to make yourself a better informed person. And there's always an element of mirth in David's blog. There is always something to smile at. He's very clever. Good clips to listen to. You can't go wrong. And we're just thrilled to have him on the show with us. At 5 o'clock, Brant will join us a little bit later, talk about this weird day in the market, in the sense that, there was more action in Iran, so shouldn't the stock market plummet? Shouldn't oil prices be shockingly high again? No, that did not happen. So he'll be able to give us some insight on that from Invista Advisors in about 15 minutes or so. A reminder that there's still plenty of summer left for travel. Gosh, even today I had a wild thought. Wouldn't it be nice to drive up north somewhere? Maybe, anywhere where it might be 10 or 15 degrees cooler. But wherever you happen to be headed this summer to the beach, make sure before you leave that you have taken your car to Don Duncan and got the pre-trip experience. They go over everything. They have a full checklist. Things that are often ruinous to vacation time when they happen on a car, because they require a tow truck, a repair. You never know where stuff like that is going to happen, day or night. So get the best preventive maintenance on the planet at any of Don Duncan's 4 locations. If they diagnose a need for tires, this is something else that they can help you with, because they carry every major name brand wholesale. Don set it up so that the manufacturer is dealt directly with him. So they can offer you the true wholesale price on the quality tire, the brand that you want. It always includes installation. Little things can end up making a big difference, and they check it all. Anything your car needs, from wipers to new tires, they've got it at 4 locations with customer service that makes it easy to facilitate your car's needs. Visit Don Duncan. Doug Mitchell has a great team on Bell Road just north of Vaughan. Downtown at 408 Madison if you work downtown. And they're open Saturday, by the way. That's a great time to get down there and get that taken care of. 2 in Millbrook, Handsome Young Mitch, high atop Mount Duncan. That's the hill behind the McDonald's on Highway 14. And Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire on Cusada in Millbrook. All right, back to the traffic dungeon. Wall Street Business, Salem Radio Network News next.
Well, if you are on East Boulevard, we got a medical emergency in the right lane on the bridges over I-85. If you're traveling from Sam's over to Carmichael, that's going to be your lane. Also on I-65 northbound, if you're exiting onto the Highway 143 in the Millbrook at River Oaks Road, got an accident there.
And 65 northbound, right around mile marker 176, we've got a vehicle that has gone off the road into a ditch. Also, Highway 14 at Highway 170, that's the Georgia Road up in Wetumpka. An accident reported there. We'll keep you updated. Upgrade your home with Davis Store and Sash, your trusted source for replacement windows and doors. Save 10% on materials when you mention this ad. Visit DavisStoreandSashAlabama.com. Call 334-288-6010. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. Mortgage interest rates have inched up again.
Mortgage rates march higher. Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac says the average rate on a 30-year mortgage rose this week to 6.49%. It's now back to where it was 2 weeks ago. When mortgage rates rise, it can add hundreds of dollars a month in cost to a home loan, reducing home buyers' purchasing power. Mortgage rates have been mostly trending higher for months. Higher oil prices due to the war with Iran raised expectations for hotter inflation, pushing up the long-term bond yields that influence mortgage rates. The trend has contributed to lackluster home sales this year. I'm Alex Vega.
Meta says it's investing more than $9 billion to build its first artificial intelligence data center in Canada, and its largest outside the United States. That facility is set to be built in Sturgeon County, Alberta. Officials say they've created a regulatory framework that welcomes such investments. On Wall Street at the close, the Dow was up 139 points. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Feeling the pinch on your food budget? You're not alone, but saving is easy every day at Food Outlet, Montgomery, Prattville, and Millbrook. And remember, Food Outlet is priced at cost, plus just 10%. Listen to these specials good through July 14th. Lean and meaty chuck roast, only $6.50 a pound. Take home a 5-pound bag of red potatoes, $2.49. The 64-ounce jar of assorted Ocean Spray fruit juices, $2.88 each. Stay hydrated with a 24-pack of 1186 water, $7.95. Get a 5-pound bag of chicken wings for $7.95. Boneless pork chops, great on the grill, $2.48 a pound. Totino's Party Pizzas, $1.65 each. Get the 6-pack half-liter bottles of Coke products, only $3.33. Food Outlet is locally owned. When you shop here, more of your money stays right here in our community. Your Food Outlet stores open 7 days a week, 7 till 9. Check us out on Facebook for more great specials. Food Outlet in Eastbrook Shopping Center, Montgomery. Prattville at 720 East Main, and in Millbrook at 3543 Highway 14. Shop Food Outlet and pay cost plus 10%.
Dewan Walker has been an Alabama Power customer since 1999.
We're being squeezed on every side. We hear about Alabama Power freezing their rates. That's the best news we can get. Alabama Power rate freeze will provide real relief for Alabama working families. Alabama Power is protecting their customers by making data centers pay their full costs. It makes me feel at peace. Alabama Power is really stepping up and doing what's right for customers.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Bowen Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
And now a star is born. On July 9th, 1954, the world welcomed Shark Tank's Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary.
Well, Mom, your water broke, contractions started, your cervix dilated, and he made his way down the birth canal. And for that reason, he's out.
Kevin O'Leary, a star is born.
Casting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The United States has launched new airstrikes against Iran, and Tehran responded by targeting Gulf countries. The exchange of fire threatened an interim deal intended to help end the war in the Middle East. Back-and-forth attacks have repeatedly threatened a ceasefire, but Thursdays appeared bigger all around. Democrats in Maine are beginning to sprint to nominate a new candidate for a pivotal U.S. Senate seat. The drive began after Progressive nominee Graham Plattner announced he's withdrawing from the race after a sexual assault allegation. Democrats need to pick a candidate to replace Plattner on the ballot by July 27th, less than 4 months before the nominee will face longtime Republican Senator Susan Collins. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 139 points. This is SRN News.
You'll hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6745. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6745. That's 800-575-6745. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's happy hour, come gather round. Greg and Pamela break it all down. Talking politics and the whacked out world. Every headline makes the chaos swirl. It's time for a smoke break. David Johnson, Monday and Thursday on Happy Hour. Mr. Thespian Field, Tuesday Spotlight on Happy Hour. Eddie Duffy on Friday with some tips on Happy Hour. Laugh a little louder while the whole world swirls. Hanging out in the chat will change your world on Happy Hour. On Happy Hour. Oh, Happy Hour. On Happy Hour.
Well, the forecast from Rich Thomas in just a moment. It's 94 with a 103-degree heat index. That's down from 105 last hour, so it's really cooling down. Taking a look at the Live in Fear Doppler, there's some fat clouds around, and there's a couple that look like they may be getting ready to produce rain, but we may not see any real shower activity until another hour or so. Some places may get spotty activity, but it looks like there's going to be a cluster flare-up in the river region around supper time. Does anybody still say that? It's supper time?
No.
Okay. I can't stay on top of all the trends, kids. Thanks again to David Blackman for joining us. The Idiocracy is a never-ending, nonstop stream of head-scratching, unbelievable behaviors on both political. This Mitch McConnell thing, you know, that he would, knowing that he really is not fit to serve office physically, but it's going to wait it out till August 3rd so he can hurt Donald Trump, even if it's just a little, even if in the long run it doesn't make any difference. That's some real mental illness there. And he went from somebody who could have left a respectable legacy, somebody who could have lobbied for voter ID and things that 80% of America wants. But no, it's more important for him, since Trump is not in the big club, to make a point on him at our expense. So he's a piece of crap. The turtle. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And one of these days, maybe we'll find out the real relationship between his Chinese wife, who left the country. How devoted is that? Flew to China while her beloved husband was suffering at home. I'm sorry. I just don't understand that. Brad McDonald coming up very shortly.
In today's market, one of the most misunderstood steps of buying a home is getting pre-approved. Some people avoid it because they think it means they're committing to buy right now, while others rush through it online without understanding what their purchasing power really is and the next steps in the process. Here's the truth. A pre-approval provides clarity. It tells you what you can do, not what you have to do. It helps you shop with confidence instead of guessing, and it gives you real numbers based on your finances, not estimates from an online calculator. At Alabama Home Mortgage, pre-approval is about preparation, education, and strategy. Whether you're ready to buy next month or next year, we help you understand your options so you can move forward on your timeline. And if you're not quite ready yet, that's okay. We'll help you get there because smart home ownership requires precision, not a rush decision. Let us help you prepare so when the right opportunity comes along, you're ready. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today, 334-567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's My Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Well, hi, everybody. Good luck on your town's chances of seeing one of those evening showers and storms that'll be random across the area. Unfortunately, most towns get skipped. Very muggy again tonight with the overnight low temperature in the mid-70s. I think we're headed for the mid-90s tomorrow and also on Saturday. Triple-digit heat indices, 70s at night, and spotty random scattered showers and storms for some lucky towns here and there. 75 days till fall now. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
It is 5:15, and we now join Mr. Right on the Money, Brant McDonald from Invest Advisors. Good afternoon, Brant.
Hey, Greg. How are you, my man?
I'm okay. Getting ready for the surgery next week, tests and all that hokum. But when I was on the air this morning, I saw some jobs numbers out, and it seemed like they actually came in a little bit better than what they were expecting. And the market's reaction to the latest attacks on Iran are kind of interesting. So can you sort all that out for me, please?
Yeah, sure. So you're talking about the jobless claims numbers, which come out on a weekly basis every Thursday morning. And yes, it was a little bit better. It's one of those reports where you can't really rely too much on it on a week-to-week basis. So all we're doing there is connecting dots week after week after week and charting that and looking at trends. So it is important over a long-term basis to kind of see what jobless claims look like. With the Iranian thing, you're exactly right. I mean, first of all, I'm not sure how many listeners, or even you for that matter, may have studied to see just what sort of military attack was conducted last night and the night before. But I will tell you, it was fairly massive. It was incredibly significant. They took out major assets that belong to that are part of the IRGC, and their ability to control the Strait of Hormuz. These are assets, facilities that take years, if not a decade, to build, that were wiped out. Another thing, for example, one of the main bridges, it's a railway that connects Iran all the way to China, and their ability to, it's one of the main routes where they receive or import all kinds of things that come from China, and that bridge was destroyed. So, and we're talking about a massive bridge too, a major part of their economy that was cut off. And I want to say that even last night, maybe there were 170 Iranian sites that were hit, all of very strategic importance in one way or another. So, Trump comes out this morning and says, well, they're calling me and they want to talk. And, when that happened, I mean, you can imagine they want to talk, right? But when that happened, combined with Pakistan and others in the region reaching out saying, hey, can we please come back together? I think it kind of calmed down the markets a little bit. And that was sort of a nice excuse, if you will, for asset managers to try to put money back at risk. And we saw the averages begin to lift this morning. There was also some big news during the day that I think help propel the market. And it came from Meta. Meta, which is the holding company that owns Facebook. They announced that they're throwing their hat in the ring, the arms race, if you will, around AI to compete directly with OpenAI, Anthropic, Elon's X.AI. And they announced a $400 billion capital commitment. So think about that, $400 billion, with long-range plans for up to $1 trillion of investment.
Wow.
And so who knows where all this money's coming from, but I mean, they announced it. I'm sure they have a plan. But anyway, that hit a lot of the tech sector, particularly companies in that sector that are tied in to this quote unquote AI trade, particularly semiconductor stocks. They've been really getting beaten down here of late. And with this news this morning, there was a massive rally that helped to propel the market higher. So I think it was a lot of things. There were a lot of things that were going on there. We'll see. Tomorrow's obviously Friday, and you never know what's going to happen over the weekend, and you don't really know what the Israelis are going to do. Even though Trump tries to deal with Netanyahu and get him to back off when he wants him to, they can go on their own, go rogue on their own as well. You also, and I touched on this yesterday, Greg, we also don't really know, has Trump already decided that he's not going to do a deal? In other words, by hitting all these targets like he did, and there's still the potential that he might do some more tonight.
Yeah.
Is he prepared to ally himself with certain factions of the IRGC or certain groups like, the Kurds in the region who desperately want to go into Iran and help certain people in the country that are Kurdish? That's a dangerous sort of move. You never know how that ends up, but nevertheless, we don't know what the intelligence agencies are telling Trump in terms of how to go about this. So we'll see what happens over the weekend. It certainly will be market moving one way or the other. That's for sure.
Interesting today too that I guess because there's been a rhythm, the back and forth. One day there's a deal, the next day it's in doubt. Trump's going to attack them if they keep hitting on targets that are going through the Strait of Hormuz. That the price of oil per barrel actually dropped a couple of bucks today, and that's just in one day's wake of yesterday's attacks. It's almost becoming impossible to predict what's going to happen there.
Well, I think part of it, Greg, was, remember, last night they hit Karg Island pretty hard. And Trump's been out there saying, I told them to go hit it and take out certain parts of it, but to leave the pipes and the pipelines alone. Remember, that's where 90% of all Iranian oil exports go through, that one island right there in the Strait. Trump made a comment that he might take Karg Island. There's still the possibility that he does. If he does, there's a chance that the price of oil could settle down, and it could be that the markets are pricing in some of that. It could also be that, maybe whether there is a deal or not a deal, we may be moving so far along into this now that one way or the other, Trump's going to get control of the situation, and the price of oil will settle down. And I think that may be what was going on this morning, or at least that's kind of what I was hearing in my Bloomberg chat room among a lot of hedge fund guys and institutional guys, suggesting that could be a possibility. And again, we don't know. We're all going to have to sit back and watch and see for ourselves. But there was enough damage, and they took out a lot of stuff over the last couple of nights. And like I said, there could be some more tonight. The Iranian, the regime, the military, they are very, very, very close to imploding, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't see how they're hanging in there at all. I mean, how much punishment do they have to take? There's no way for them to do anything but make things worse for the Iranian people. And
the military still had capabilities of manufacturing, missiles. They also had broad capability to manufacture drones at a very fast pace. But last night, from what I understand, Trump took out many of the major facilities where that manufacturing takes place. So it's going to be really hard for them to make many more missiles or many more drones after the last 48 hours.
exactly, yeah. I appreciate you taking the time to keep us up to speed with all of this chaos. It's always nice to see a day end on a positive note, too, Brent. And is there any big numbers coming out tomorrow morning?
No, we don't have anything tomorrow. Next week's going to be a pretty big week. We've got a slew of earnings. We're going to kick things off, and that's really, I think, what's going to decide whether we go higher in this market or not. It's going to largely be earnings driven. This is a huge quarter for earnings reports, and as I say, we get that kicked off next week, so we'll have a lot to talk about.
All right, my friend. We appreciate you. Have a great evening. We'll talk soon.
You too. Take care.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
All right, we got traffic with Skipper. News ahead, too.
Busy around the area, and if you're leaving Montgomery on Highway 331 South Court Street at Fleming Drive, that is right off the boulevard. Have a minor accident there, and no other issues that we're aware of at the moment. Just busy afternoon traffic, not only Montgomery, but Prattville, Millbrook, and in Wetumpka. Keep it here for updates. High school students, Trenton State Community College Dual Enrollment Program lets you earn college credit while you're still in high school. Take the first step towards your college journey. Go to TrentonState.edu for more information. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved. It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
They've torn Portland all to pieces and let Chicago go to hell. People leaving New York City like they rang the fire bell. They call themselves enlightened. Cancel those who don't agree. Wish all these folks who claim they're woke would just go back to sleep. I'm just saying, start I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? I know y'all think it takes balls to be singing what I'm saying, but I'm just saying what you're thinking. I believe in live and live and live. We're all free to each their own. If you were born a he, but wanna be a she, do your thing, leave my kids alone. I'm just saying, have we all lost our minds? I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? No, y'all think it takes balls to be singing what I'm singing, but I'm just saying what you're thinking. We send them out to college to get them educated. They send them back to us indoctrinated. How much are we paying? I'm just saying. Just saying. Common sense, the direction that I'm leaning. Some of y'all be singing what I'm singing, but I'm just saying. What you're thinking, yeah, what you're thinking.
It's also asinine, and it's not real. I love that song. It is 5:32 on News Talk 93.1 FM. I was just checking a clip on Fox Business, and it was Zohran Mamdani. He was on a subway car with some fat New Yorkers. And the women on the subway car were all looking at him, not as a politician, it was almost a sexual thing. Really? We throw our values out the window for this little twerp who is truly out to destroy your town forever. And the looks on their faces like, what has he done? What has he done since he's been mayor that you have any reason to smile about? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And when he smiles, that makes me nervous because it's one of those smiles that's concealing evil ulterior motives. Oh, stop being such a downer, Greg. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, just our big cities are in such deep shinola right now. And the people in these big cities keep electing people that are only going to make it worse. Are you listening, Chicago and Seattle? You hired a homely socialist to be your mayor, and now everybody's complaining because they don't have enough police, and the homeless are taking root and crapping in the streets, just like San Francisco eventually got tired of that and finally did something about it. Their initial response to people crapping in the streets was, well, we'll put an app out there so you'll know where not to step when you're walking around the city, rather than address the problem. That is insane. Well, you know that. I'm preaching to the choir here, which I really don't mean to do. We'll have some news coming up in a minute. Let's listen to some more of this pathetic Plattner and his bye-bye.
Hey, everyone.
Yes.
It's Graham Plattner here.
Yeah, we know.
I think as many of you know, over the past couple days, I have faced some very serious allegations.
Yes,
I just want to make it clear. This is all false.
Mm-hmm.
The things that have been claimed did not happen. It's not real.
By the way, did you notice that one reason why Bernie and Roe and all the libtard Dems that kept their endorsement of him, nothing changed until a known liberal woman opened her mouth and said that he sexually forced himself on her.
It has placed an immense amount of weight on me as I think about what needs to happen now. Amy and I are regular people. We were not looking for this experience. We were not looking to get into politics. We had no desire to run for office. I just want you to think about like what you would do as a regular person in a position where a much larger world, large forces, were working against you personally to accuse you of the worst thing that a person could do, and it was not remotely true.
But as you have found out with Democrats, it doesn't matter whether it's remotely true. They changed their mind about you and they tossed you aside like a balled up wad of useless paper. How many of them have to look at Jasmine D. Crockett? She was a star for a while. It's no use to them. They just discard people like trash. And I have zero sympathy for this guy, having learned this lesson the hard way. Anybody with a brain could have predicted it. And as David pointed out, that the reason this has become such a big deal is it was the Senate seat they were counting on turning the majority to Democrats. And why would you want to do that? I don't get it. There's just so many people in office, and I'm talking about Republicans too. The only person I despise more than this clown, this little Nazi man from Maine, is John Thune. He doesn't care if voter ID, if the Save America Act is an 80-20 issue. Obviously, if they were there to do what we wanted, they would have passed this instantaneously. So what's the reason they're not? Did you see that Microsoft fired about 4,000 employees in their gaming division and then turned around to take advantage of the H-1B visa program and hired foreigners to take their place? I certainly hope the Justice Department takes a look at this, or somebody can revoke those visas, because these are American people that were working in a growth business. Games are still big. Just ask the host of Game Day Chat, Jay Scott. And lost their jobs because it's cheaper to bring in these people on visas and not have to pay Americans. Again, this is, Microsoft, they're a big liberal woke company, except when it comes to stuff like this. Then their advice is you'll find sympathy between the S word and syphilis in the dictionary. When will they ever learn? Blue Water News with Sky Mosley right after we check traffic with Skipper. I think things have calmed down on the boulevard. What's the latest, buddy?
We remain busy around the area, I-65 and 85 boulevards. We had an accident reported earlier. Highway 331, that's South Court, right off East Boulevard outbound. Use caution if you're heading out of Montgomery there, and everywhere else, light to mostly moderate afternoon traffic. At McKenna Nissan, you'll find 0% financing on most new Nissans. Add the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
News is brought to you by Bath Innovations. Call Bath Innovations today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Jackson Hospital is asking Montgomery to pass a new property tax. Hospital leaders are requesting a property tax increase from the city and county before a final deal is signed to keep the hospital open. Jackson officials say a multi-million-dollar special ad valorem tax is essential to ensure the hospital's long-term stability. The hospital is also requesting their taxes be abated for at least 10 years. 2 of the Montgomery Zoo's Bengal tigers have begun treatment for chronic kidney disease. According to zoo officials, the condition is often related to aging. The tigers, both 14 years old, live in the Asian realm habitat at the Montgomery Zoo. Visitors to the zoo may not see the tigers outside as frequently as they recover. The Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce is now securing funding for the Maxwell Capital Gateway project. With new apartment towers and improved retail options, the Maxwell Capital Gateway project aims to upgrade the area for military families. The project has an estimated cost of $37 million with expected completion in approximately 5 years. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Bath Innovations of Alabama can replace your old bathtub with a low-step shower featuring built-in seating, secure grab bars, and slip-resistant flooring, often installed in as little as 1 day. Call Bath Innovations of Alabama today to schedule your free in-home consultation. Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift, plus next-day delivery. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. Next-day delivery available on select mattresses and subject to location. See store for details.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber, now open from 6 to 5. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Temco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Well, hi, everybody. Good luck on your town's chances of seeing one of those evening showers and storms that'll be random across the area. Unfortunately, most towns get skipped. Very muggy again tonight with the overnight low temperature in the mid-70s. I think we're headed for the mid-90s tomorrow and also on Saturday. Triple-digit heat indices, 70s at night, and spotty random scattered showers and storms for some lucky towns here and there. 75 days till fall now. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACB.
Who is our nation's capital named after?
Oh my God. Okay. See, why are you gonna ask me something? Can I Google it?
Nope. It should be in your memory.
No,
our nation's capital named after who?
Okay, who's the name? What's her name? Why you leave me? You're supposed to be helping me.
Over you, just you.
Oh my God. Okay, the nation's capital. The nation's capital. Okay, then you're not. Okay, no.
Who is the nation's capital named after?
I don't know. I give up. I plead the fifth.
Who is our nation's capital named after?
Our nation's capital?
Who's it named after?
I have no idea.
You have to tell us.
The capital of America. It's named after a certain person.
I have no idea.
No idea.
George Washington?
Are you sure?
No, I don't really care.
It doesn't
Sorry.
matter about these things, right?
Right.
So you're not really sure who it's named after?
No.
No.
You can Google it.
You can Google it. Okay. You do that.
I'm gonna have to go with, I don't know.
George Washington. Okay. We got to talk to the millennials. They've lost their mind. They won't know.
They're not going to have a clue.
No, thank you. I like that shirt.
Thank you.
You getting the shirt in there? Our nation's capital is named after who?
I don't know. Man, I just woke up.
You just
what,
woke
what
up.
is this for, anyways?
Where'd you get that shirt at?
I don't remember.
What does the shirt stand for?
I love Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh. Who was that city named after?
Washington.
There we go. Who?
Washington.
Who Washington?
Washington, Washington.
Public education, nothing like it right now.
Man, I'm having a blank right now.
Yeah.
Anything?
No, it's not coming to me right now.
All right. Well, that's a nice shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Quick question for you.
Okay.
Our nation's capital is named after who?
Our nation's capital is Washington, D.C. And I don't know who it's named after.
Really?
The president. Some president. I don't know.
I'm retarded.
Is it you?
You're on the right track.
George Washington?
Okay. Good for you. We're just checking.
Okay.
All right. Have a
So I
good day.
passed?
Yeah. Our nation's capital is named after who?
Oh God, this is Jay Leno thing.
Don't look to him for help.
Answer the question.
Yep.
Lincoln.
Lincoln, D.C.
Washington.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Who is our nation's capital named after?
We're Italian.
Oh, you're Italians. Oh, this would be
Yeah.
even better. The capital of America,
It's
the
named,
city.
yeah,
is
after
named
George Washington.
You're right, it is. You guys are on vacation from Italy?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh.
We're just talking to stupid
Yeah, they know.
Americans. Many of them don't know who our nation's capital is named after
How is that possible?
because they just lost their minds.
Yeah.
You think Americans are overwhelmingly dumber than Italians?
Yes.
Probably.
You won't offend me at all.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. In many cases, probably.
And a lot fatter too. Right?
Probably, yes.
Have a good.
I saw a lot of videos like this one.
Oh yeah, making fun of Americans is a pastime. Yeah. Thank you. So have a good vacation.
You too, bye.
How did you ever get so stupid?
Public education.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I mentioned this a few minutes ago, but I'd like to bring it up again. If you got a taste for barbecue tonight, have you been to Smoky Notes yet? If not tonight, sometime soon. Man, we have had so many calls from listeners raving about the food, whether it's brisket. We had them in the studio a couple of weeks ago to explain the process. They're literally working on the brisket 24 hours a day. Open for lunch on Monday from 11 to 2, and then Tuesday through Sunday, it's a full-day menu, 11 o'clock to 11 p.m. Where the It'll Do Tavern used to be in Lagoon Park Plaza, right by that Petro station. People have raved about the sides. You got to try them. In fact, the kids' menu, quite popular as well. They all come with potato twists. You can get one of those loaded, by the way, with all your favorite toppings, or plain. Their homemade coleslaw, the cabbage. I'm amazed how many friends I have who embrace the cabbage. It's the most underappreciated vegetable. Yeah, I understand there's things attendant to eating cabbage that may not be everything you dream of, but it's so good. Little spicy Conecuh sausage in there. Nice little kick. Their baked beans. Yes, and I have had the cabbage and baked beans together, and I was just fine, thank you. And their mac and cheese with this thick Alfredo base cheese that's so cheesy, you got to cut it with the side of your fork. This is good stuff. This is the kind of place you want to go when you are starving. Your only challenge will be where to start. Oh, why not with the Boudin balls? With a little honey mustard dip. They have about a dozen different dips and sauces there. So they'll find whatever, whether you want it spicy, super hot, sweet, tangy, they got you covered. Smoky Notes. Their phone number, by the way, if you want to call ahead, is 649-1110. 649-1110 here in the 334 if you'd like to phone in and order for pickup at Smoky Notes Barbecue.
A new year brings new opportunities, and right now the market is starting to shift.
Interest rates are beginning to come down, which means more buying power and more options for buyers who've been waiting.
If you're thinking about buying a home, this could be the moment to take that next step.
And whether you're buying, selling, or investing, having experience on your side matters more than ever.
At Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, we're also growing our team.
If you're an experienced agent ready to make a difference in this market and want to be part of a team that values knowledge, support, and results, call Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, where opportunity meets experience.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Now I don't drink, and when you're with people that drink, it doesn't work out. That's why that designated driver thing, I don't think ever worked out. I see ads for it again, like I think they're trying to resurrect that idea, but it's kind of a flawed notion. It's like, hey, Bill, listen, we were wondering if you'd come out with us. Here's the idea. We want to go out and drink, and then we were hoping you'd come with us and not drink. How's that sound to you? We're going to go to a bunch of different bars and drink, and then you come with us and not drink. Also, we're not going to be driving. You're going to pick us up at our different houses, go to a bunch of bars, not drink while we drink, and then drive us all home. How's that sound to you? How's that catch you? I was like, I don't know. What's the catch? It sounds too good. This is the thing I read by a scientist. It was in one of those big science books, you know, or else it was one line in USA Today. I can't remember. But it said this: scientists now say that a man thinks about sex once every 7.3 seconds. Now, I know what I think once every 7.3 seconds. I'll just be walking down the street, you know, you're just, you're like, doodly-doo, hey, there's a building, doop-de-doop-dee. Hey, look at that guy wearing cowboy boots over there. How about that? Doodly-doo. I wonder if I should wear cowboy boots. Nah, I'm too old for that, sir. Oh, there's that building again. Hey, my ass is itchy over here. Can't scratch my ass out here in the street. Hey, Willie Nelson still wears cowboy boots. Billy Joe Shaver, too. Those fellers must be well on 310. Anyway, it's just a bunch of meaningless gibberish. That's my point. But it's not sex. And then the real time, this is the amount of time that you think about sex. Every once in a while, which is not a science. Scientists don't like that term. But every once in a while you think about it. And, like I think about it every couple of days, or if you're a younger man, you probably think about it more, you know what I mean? But then the problem becomes when you think about it is all you can think about. You know what I mean? It just encompasses your whole brain. You know, you're just like, ah, you're like a f***ing werewolf or something. Like, usually you're a civilized human being. But then every couple of days you're like, ah. And then you got to close the blinds, you know. Thanks, guys. Listen, I don't want to brag or anything, but me and Oprah are making the same money tonight. But the show has loosened up considerably. I noticed I was watching Oprah and Dave talking about weed and booze. I don't do either of those. The hardest drug I ever did, LSD. And I remember as a kid, I was like 16, and I remember they warned me. They said, hey, you got to be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen. So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. You know, you tell me I buy a drug for $5, I eat it, I get high, and then 20 years later I get high again? That's not the point. I like to stretch my drug dollar. The point is this. 10 years have passed, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed, and no flashbacks. What a gyp that turned out to be. But I can't believe it's been a quarter century since I made my television debut. It was all different back then. You know, it was back then, I remember if you wanted to take a picture, you would use a camera, not a telephone. As a matter of fact, if you used a telephone, people would look at you odd. You know that? Just stay still like that. What about in the old days when they took pictures of you way back, you know, where they pulled that thing and exploded and stuff? I got a picture of my great-grandfather. The thing took 6 hours to take your picture, and it was a picture of my great-grandfather, one. Every guy had one picture back then. I got to get back, feed them hogs. Who's going to feed the hogs? Somebody got to feed them hogs. Now, in the future, of course, it'll be different. 50 years from now, people will be going like, hey, you want to see 100,000 pictures of my great-grandfather?
Our final traffic update at 5:57.
We had an accident reported just a few minutes ago. Vaughn Road at Millie Branch Road. Use caution there, as well as 4700 block South Court Street. That is right off East South Boulevard. Watch out for emergency units there. That one should be clear now, and we're still busy around the area. Grantville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. Upgrade your home with Davis Door and Sash, your trusted source for replacement windows and doors. Save 10% on materials when you mention this ad. Visit DavisDoorAndSashAlabama.com. Call 334-288-6010. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we saw a bunch of patients last month. Almost none came because of an ad. They came because something happened. A fight with a wife who finally said, get help. A breakup. A new relationship that made them aware of things they used to ignore. A photo a friend tagged them in. One guy said he just stared at himself in the mirror. And that was enough. If today's your day, call right now. 334-440-3663. I'm Dr. Smith, urologist and advisor to Montgomery Men's Health. Built on almost 15 years of treating men in Alabama, one patient at a time. dedicated to ED, low T, and male performance. Here's what happens when you call. We book you this week. We'll get a lab in an hour. For ED, we walk you through your real options at the same visit. A plan before you leave. Don't let today turn into next year. Call now, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
A little late to whistle there, Louis. Thanks so much for tuning in this afternoon. Special thanks to David Blackman for his invaluable insight. I am back tomorrow morning bright and early with Mr. French, Rich Thomas, and Jay Scott. You do a little tappity tap. Have a great night and thanks for punching us up.
Adios, muchacho.
Bye, sexy.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A former Olympic canoe racer has pleaded not guilty to deliberately damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. David Hearn, who competed in 3 Summer Olympics, entered the plea on Thursday in D.C. Superior Court. Hearn, 67, from Bethesda, Maryland, faces a felony count of